Hello and welcome to the Alliance Pro Wrestling Network special interview. Joining me today is a wrestler who can be seen in many indie promotions in the US, such as Southern Honor Wrestling. But right now, he's currently on tour in Japan for All Japan Pro Wrestling and absolutely killing it out there. Please help me welcome to the show, Cyrus the Destroyer. Cyrus, welcome to the show.
Hey, I appreciate you having me. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. First and foremost, I didn't know that we both knew Nick McDaniel and Myron of Tapped Out. I remember I
Yeah,
contacted you and I said, I'd like to have you on the show. Then I did some research. I see that you wrestle for Southern Honor, and I'm like, wow, Nick and Myron, they know Southern Honor. So I asked Nick. He goes, oh yeah, he's a good friend of mine. It's a small
oh
world,
yeah,
man. Small world, man.
it is a small world,
Yeah,
especially in the wrestling world. So,
yeah, man. Yeah, no, Nick and Myron, they're both good guys. They're both good guys, man. And they speak highly of you, man. So let's get into it. Right now, you're on a tour of Japan. Now, so tell me, how did that tour come about with All Japan Pro Wrestling?
actually, it came about. I originally did a tryout for Wrestle One back in 2019.
Okay,
Um, After that, Kaz Hayashi got in touch with me, brought me out for a tour, like a 6 week tour with Wrestle One, and then I had my last match I had was with Kono,
okay,
and after that. All Japan got in touch with me, wanted to bring me out last year for the tag tournament, but due to COVID and all that, the restrictions on the borders and stuff, they weren't able to. So they finally were able to get me out here back in July. So
all right, yeah. So this is not your first tour. I thought this was your first tour of Japan. So you've been to Japan before.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
I
okay.
have.
I apologize for sorry. I was thinking this was your first tour of Japan. But
No, no.
so going back to Wrestle One then, when you got to Japan for the first time, was there a lot of adjusting that you had to do because it's a Japan, new place, new location, new country? Was there a lot of adjusting you had to do?
Yeah, I would say the jet lag, being jet lagged was probably the biggest part.
Okay,
Um, Being jet lag and let's see, I'm sorry.
that's okay.
But being jet lagged was one of them, catching up on the sleep. And then other than that, the adjustment, language barrier, of course. But, I made it a point to learn some Japanese where I could get around and learn the train system. So they're very big on the train system here, using the
Okay,
subway and all that.
okay,
So,
okay. Yeah, I heard this. I heard the train system there is fantastic. It's
oh, it's amazing.
I'm originally from New York City. I hear it's a lot better than the train system in New York City.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I've been on the train system in Chicago and all
yeah,
that, and
yeah.
you know, here it's like just like I don't mean nothing mean by the train system in the U.S., but like here it's so clean.
Yeah, no, no. I be as mean as you like. I'm like New York. I remember how filthy New York train system was, but I reading about Japan's train system, I'm like, wow, I wish that was here, right?
Yeah,
It's
exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So
Very efficient.
yeah, no, very efficient, very fast, very clean. I think they have attendants that come and clean the train every so often. So was getting to Japan always a goal of yours? And how did it feel finally getting to Japan?
Yeah, getting Japan was always a long-term goal of mine to finally get here, and when I finally did, the opportunity came up, which now it's considered the Nightmare Factory. It's called the Nightmare Factory, but it used to be the One Fall Factory
Okay.
with QT Marshall. Sonny Ono and Kazashi had a tour over the United States doing tryouts at that time. So everyone's like, "Hey, you should do this," and I went and tried it, and I was one of the chosen ones to be able to participate. And after that, it just kind of started taking off from there.
Now when I saw you, the first guy that I think of is Big Van Vader. Do you get that
Yeah,
often? Do you get that
I
often?
do.
And I'm thinking they brought you in because you remind everybody of Big Van Vader, especially with the moveset.
Yeah,
So what was he an inspiration of yours, Vader?
yeah. Him, he was Tugboat was Bam Bam Bigelow
Oh
was.
yeah, yeah.
I followed all them. So over here, it's funny. Some say I look like Bam Bam. Some say I look like Vader.
I was thinking of Vader immediately. I was thinking
Yeah.
of Vader immediately. So your first match, All Japan Pro Wrestling, was against and I hope I pronounced the name right, Black Mensure. It
Yeah.
was in Korakuen Hall. First of all, explain what it's like wrestling in that legendary venue. That's a bucket venue of mine. I want to get to that venue and watch a show before I die. But what was it like
Right.
wrestling in that legendary venue?
Um, every time you step in that venue, there's something special. Like you get kind of emotional every time you step in there to know everyone that's came through that legendary venue. Yeah, it's just surreal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, it's a terrific venue, and I felt bad for your opponent because you just absolutely totally squashed him, totally destroyed him. Poor Black
yeah,
men's. Is it Black Mensure? Did I get that right? Black Mensure.
yes, yes.
Okay, because I have World Japan Pro Wrestling TV, but sometimes the names aren't spelled correctly on when they put them on the
Right.
screen. But yeah, I mean, your thoughts on Black Mensure? Did you feel bad after you? I think it was like a less than 2 minute match. Did you feel bad
Yeah,
for him, or are you just hey, it's business, Black Mensure?
yeah. That's it. It's business.
It's business,
You got
yeah.
to make a mark, right?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. And first round of the Royal Road tournament. It's the first time I've ever seen you. You had a great match with Shuji Ishikawa. And I spoke to you about this before we hit record. You shocked the crowd, including myself, with the 360 moonsault on Ishikawa for the victory. First of all, how did you pull that off? That was so impressive. I mean, and I know you had a little trouble getting to the top. You had to have one of the attendants come up so you could hold his shoulder. But
Yeah.
once you got up there, boom! I was like, "Holy smoke!" I was like, "That was like a holy." I don't want to curse, but I was like a holy S moment, man. But
Appreciate it.
yeah, no.
Um,
So tell me about the moonsault.
well, with the moonsault going to the top, certain rings I can get to the top easy,
Yeah,
but if the ropes are twisting, um, I can't balance right. So
yeah,
I was getting up there and I was like, I'm going to hit this. So I told the young boy, I was like, get up here now.
yes,
And so I just balanced on him and then I just fly with it. It was funny years back when I wanted to learn the moonsault. It was actually my brother-in-law that taught me, and he wrestles. But um, I told him, I was like, I wanted to learn to do the moonsault, and he's like, just your body will follow wherever your head goes. So it's one of those very sacred moves to me that I don't do a lot. So I don't do it at every show. It's something that I feel that's very
yeah.
special and should only be brought out every now and then, not overused.
Yeah, I was going to mention. I noticed that you don't use it for every match, but I know you explain why, which makes perfect sense. And after that win over Ishikawa, you stepped in the ring with someone who I feel is one of the best in the world, Kento Miyahara. Kento
Yes,
Miyahara, one of the best wrestlers in the world. It's a shame not everybody knows about him yet, but he's just
I
an
know it.
absolutely fantastic talent. Your thoughts on Miyahara and your thoughts on the match? I thought it was a very good match as well. He did sneak it out at the end with the roll up, but
Yeah.
tell me about your thoughts on Kento Miyahara.
I think honestly that was one of my best matches so far. I would probably put that in my top five of
Yeah,
matches that I've had. So um, it was a very physical match to me.
yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot. So I got to show off power, and then he got to show off his strengths and not giving up. So uh, it worked out.
Yeah, no, it was a great
Not for me
match.
though.
When the match started, I picked you to win. I was like, Cyrus is gonna go all the way to the finals. Cyrus is gonna get the big push. But then Kento Miyahara rolled you up and got the kind of sneaked out a victory. Would you like another shot at Kento? Because I think
Yeah,
if he didn't sneak that roll up in, I think you would have won that match.
yeah. I would love another shot.
Yeah,
Of
no,
course.
yeah, I would hope. I'm sure you're gonna get another shot. How long you in Japan for? How long is the tour with All Japan Pro Wrestling?
I'm here until I come back home October.
October.
So
Wow. So you still got a
yeah,
ways to go.
first of
That's
October.
awesome.
Yeah.
So now you were teaming with you did team a few times, maybe once, at least once. I think more than once against with not against, but with Tajiri.
Yes.
I call him a legend. I grew up in
Yep.
Queens, New York. Used to go to ECW. Used to watch the original ECW shows in Queens, and Tajiri was always on the show. What was like teaming with someone like Tajiri? That must have been a thrill.
Oh, that was amazing because that was someone I watched when I was a child, like when I was young, before I even got into wrestling, and it was just amazing to be able to be tagging beside him. He's hilarious, by the way, very funny guy.
Yeah.
So,
One spot in the match where it was either Mensure or Izagani were on the top rope, and he's looking at them, he's looking at you, he's looking at them, looking at, and then he's like slowly walks over and tags you, and he goes, "I don't want any of that." But
yeah,
that was funny. By the way, when Black Mensure and is Nagani. I always pronounce his name wrong. Sorry. When they were doing that silly dance in the beginning, thank you so much for the double clothesline. Thank you so
no,
much for hitting them with a double clothesline, because that
no
was
problem.
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That was cool.
Oh yeah.
So you have a huge match actually upcoming. All Japan Pro Wrestling 50th anniversary tournament, teaming with the Saito twins against Shuji Ishikawa, Koei Sato, and Ren Ayabe. You and Ishikawa, are you developing a bit of a little rivalry there?
I believe so. We've it seems like every time we're put up against each other, we definitely make sure we get in the ring against each other. So I believe there is a rival there coming and brewing.
Yeah, no, I mean that'd be a great rivalry. I mean, I've been a fan of Ishikawa for quite some time, and I know you're like a great opponent for him. You guys could have some great matches together. I personally, before they announced this match, I know Big Joe Doring, Impact Wrestling, is going to be at the show. I was thinking
Mhm.
you versus Big Joe Doring. Is that a match you would like to have? I think that would be a great match. You against Joe Doring.
Yeah, yeah, I think that would be a fantastic match as well. So um, that would be that'd be a lot of beef in the ring.
Yeah,
So
that'll be a. You'd have to pull out the 360 moonsault for that one, I think.
of
Uh,
course, of course.
yeah, so I was thinking I had my fingers crossed, like please announce Cyrus versus Joe Doring. But still, the match that they announced for you kind of makes sense because they wanted to. I guess they want to develop the rivalry with you and Ishikawa,
Yeah.
and the Saito twins. They were on excursion. I think they're back now full time. They just get better and better as well. So it's going to be a great match at the 50th anniversary. Are you part of the tournament or just part of this 6-man match?
Well, I'm in the 6 man on that one, and then the 19th, I'm in a match, but they haven't said exactly yet what I'm
Okay.
doing in that match.
Okay. We'll see. So, I'm sure the All Japan Pro Wrestling Triple Crown title is a goal of yours.
Yes, of course.
Of course. So,
Anywhere I wrestle, the title's a goal of mine.
yeah, no, I could definitely see that title around your waist. You think you get it before October, before you leave?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay.
Fingers crossed, right?
Yeah. Any talk of you possibly coming back to All Japan Pro Wrestling? Because I think you're a great fit for All Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, there's already talk.
That's good.
We're just working out the dates and everything right now. So,
Good. That's awesome, man. Because like I said, you're a perfect fit for All Japan Pro Wrestling. I wish more people would watch it. I mean, it's a great promotion.
oh yeah,
I know everybody's watching New Japan Pro Wrestling, and then they got Pro Wrestling Noah, which is good. But All Japan Pro Wrestling, they just knock it out of the park every single time, and
they do.
that's why I subscribe to their streaming service. Great stuff, man. And like I said, I saw you there for the first time, and I was like, where did they find this guy, man? And then, like I said earlier, I became a fan of yours immediately. So I'm sure you're gonna be watching the Sawama Miyahara match closely on September 18th, and fingers crossed. Hopefully, you'll be in line for a title shot.
Yeah, hopefully I can step in there and get that title.
Yeah, your thoughts on Sawama. I mean, he's another great talent. I think that'll be a great
Wow.
match you against Sawama as well.
Yeah, amazing talent. Probably one of the best heels I've seen in a very long time, in my opinion.
Yeah, no,
Uh,
he's terrific. Personally, I think Miyahara is going to win the belt on the 18th, but that's my opinion. But watch the match closely. Maybe you can make a case that Miyahara, he got lucky and you deserve a title shot before you leave. So hopefully you get that title shot. So let's go back to the beginning. So how did your pro wrestling journey begin? What inspired you to become a professional wrestler?
I was actually years back. I was playing semi-pro football
Okay.
out of Chattanooga, Tennessee, and a guy came up to me and he's like, "Hey, you ever thought about being a wrestler?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'd love it." I was like, "But right now, my funds are tight. I got a family I'm raising and
Yeah.
all that." And he said, no, your size, we'll train you for free. And, you know, I was very fortunate with that. And I was able to get in and start training and slowly start building my name. You know, my first few years, I really don't count as wrestling because I was trying to do small guy stuff all the time. And finally, you know, it was being explained to me, you're a big guy. It's fine that you can move like that and do that stuff, but you need to do big guy stuff. You need to be a monster, pretty much. And they were like, because at that time, everyone was wanting to do all the quick, and no one was wanting to do the slow, methodical, just ground and pound. And so I was fortunate enough to get behind the right people like Ted Allen, Big Wood, guys like that along the way, and just listen to them and learn.
Yeah, that's why I became a fan of yours immediately, because you were different. Like you weren't doing, you weren't one of the spot. You weren't doing spot. It wasn't a spot fest watching a match. It was like a slow, methodical. You know, I'm going to slowly destroy you, beat you down, and then hit you with the 360 moonsault. Or that's why I became a fan of it. So speaking of the 360 moonsault, how long did it take for you to perfect that?
Let's see. Started working on it early morning. Had it down by that afternoon on a mattress. So,
oh, you mean the same date of that you pulled it off on Ishikawa? That's when you first started to learn.
No.
Okay.
No, if you go to times past, like the first time I ever hit it was at Southern Honor, and that was on Jordan Kingsley.
Okay.
No, but the perfected part was just making sure where I knew to place my opponent. That way I knew I could hit them and, you know, make an impact.
Yeah, no, that's a great move there. Yeah, I thought when you said it, I learned it in the morning and I perfected by the afternoon. I thought you were talking about the match with Ishikawa. I was like, wow, that's impressive. No. That's impressive, man. So you wrestled for Southern Honor. Tell me a little bit about Southern Honor. I'm up here. I live in Canada. I live in Windsor, Ontario. So I follow the Canadian independent scene. So tell me, how did you become involved with Southern Honor? And tell me a little bit about Southern Honor wrestling and what fans could expect when they're watching Southern Honor.
Man, what I love about Southern Honor is there's so many different types of talent that come out there. So when you get to watch that show, whether you like watching spot matches, whether you like watching storytelling, anything like that, you'll get it. Southern Honor has it all in one package, honestly. So there's something a little bit for every wrestling fan out there. Any of them out there. So I enjoy working for Southern Honor. I got into it from Dylan Frymer, Sunny Days. I've known him for a few years, and you know, we were talking, and they'd actually, Southern Honor ain't too far away from my hometown. So
there you go. And I discovered that it's actually on IWTV. I didn't know that. I subscribe to IWTV, so I'm gonna have to watch. I have to watch a couple of Southern Honor shows, so I'll definitely check it out. I know you're on a number of them, and I'll definitely check out your matches on there as well. So you wrestled twice for AEW. I wasn't aware of that, so I was doing my research. So tell me about the experience with AEW. I think you took on Cesar Bonani, if I'm not mistaken. But tell me about the experience in AEW.
Amazing experience. Top class right there. I mean, just from the back, from behind the scenes and all that, all the way to the actual match, everything was phenomenal. I absolutely loved it. It was cool working. You know, you go in front of TV to work TV that way. It was neat working TV that way, because we're studied with a hard cam. Well, with them, you have a moving cam. So constantly, exactly.
No. That's you think you'll be back? Yeah, any chance you'll be back in AEW, or you're just concentrating on working in Japan at the moment?
Yeah, I'm concentrating. I'm actually concentrating on anywhere, really. I would love if AEW had me back. That would be great. I was supposed to go back to AEW last, well, let's see, back in May,
Okay.
and I ended up testing positive for COVID.
Oh
So
no.
yeah, wasn't able to go.
Yeah.
So,
That's a shame.
but
Yeah, I've had COVID as well. It's I had minor symptoms. Did it affect you bad, or were you okay?
yeah, that was actually my second time catching it.
Okay.
So the first time horrible, no smell, no taste. I'm
Okay.
just now getting back to where my tasting palates, certain things that I couldn't taste anymore. Now I'm starting to be able to taste
Get
again.
back.
Yeah.
Well, well, I'm
So it's
glad.
been a long process.
I'm glad you're able. I'm glad you're getting that back. I'm glad you're getting that back. What's the main goal? What's the main goal for you right now? I know you're in Japan, but when you come back from Japan, are you looking to maybe sign with a U.S. promotion? I know we got this. We talked about EW. There's Impact. There's MLW. A lot of promotion out there. What's the main goal for you right now?
Main goal for me right now is just getting my name out there, getting it out
Okay.
there on social media, letting people see my work, and seeing what kind of talent that I do have. I tell a lot of people, there's not a whole lot of 370 pounders that can move, you know.
Yeah, no, as
But
you can say it, that does the move as good as you. You could say it. They don't move it. They don't move as good as you. I'll say it for you. There you
I appreciate
go.
that. I know, like, even with the moonsault, everybody says, most big guys, you see them turn either left or right when they do the moonsault, and they're like, you're just straight back.
Yeah,
So it's because I'm a perfectionist.
there we go. So are we gonna
It
see
has to be
the
perfect.
are we gonna see that moonsault again before your tour of Japan is over?
Yeah, I may break it out one more
Yeah,
time.
break it out
Uh,
one more time. And if you could point to the camera, and say, "This is for you, Lewis," and then just do the moonsault.
you got it. You
Okay,
got it. I'll do
there you
that.
go. There you go. So you were in a couple of magazines out there. You seemed I saw the tweets or the Facebook post. You were very proud of that. So what
Yeah,
magazines were they? What magazines were you appearing in?
it's the all Japanese pro wrestling
Okay.
weekly magazine. Like, it's the only wrestling magazine in Japan. So, and they come out with it every single week. And I've been fortunate enough. I think I've been in it now 3 times. So
Okay.
it's very humbled, and like, I'm very proud of that accomplishment, because when you see yourself in a magazine, you're like, wow. And then the picture they got of me doing the moonsault,
Yeah.
they put that on the full page, and I was just like,
Yeah, that was that. You must have been so proud. So you're the next big star of Japan. That's why it's. And I didn't. They only have one magazine. Did you say it was the only magazine, pro wrestling magazine in Japan?
from what I've been told. Now, I might be wrong, so
Okay.
don't.
Okay, I won't quote you on that. I won't quote you on that.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, so you're the next big breakout star of Japan. So I know you can't talk about it much, but I really feel you're coming back to All Japan Pro Wrestling, and I feel you're gonna have that Triple Crown title is gonna be around your waist within the next year or so. That's my prediction right there.
I hope so. Shoot for the stars, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. So before we wrap this up, Zoom, we're running low on time. Is there anything you want to plug? Or there, like, if I want to get a Cyrus T-shirt, or if I want to get a cool contact lens like yours, and I could wear it just like you.
Yeah,
uh,
those contact lenses,
yeah,
monstereyes.com. So, of course. Uh,
yeah. So yeah, plug anything you want to plug.
hey, really, just follow me on my social media handles. With Twitter, it's the Monster Cyrus, at the Monster Cyrus. Same with Instagram, the Monster Cyrus, and then, of course, Facebook, Cyrus McQuarter.
All right, awesome.
Follow
Is
my
there
content.
is there any other shows coming up besides the 50th anniversary tournament shows, or those are the next two shows in All Japan?
No, actually, on the 9th, we're traveling. I cannot remember the name of the island, but we're going to an
Okay.
island in Japan, and it's a 2-day show.
Okay.
So there, the 9th and the 10th, and then again, I'm wrestling the 15th,
Okay.
and then after that, the 18th and 19th in Corkin.
There you go. Hopefully they'll all be on All Japan Pro Wrestling TV, so I could check them out. Um, All right, so Cyrus, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. I know you're in Japan right now. There's a huge time difference between us, so I appreciate you coming on. And I want to say I'm a fan of yours now. I think you're a fantastic talent. You're killing it right now in All Japan Pro Wrestling, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck in the future.
Okay, thank you very much. I appreciate you having me.
My pleasure. Anytime you want to come back, man, we could do this again. After
Okay,
you
sounds good.
after you win that Triple Crown title in a few months, you come back and you can show that title off. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that sounds
All
good.
right, there we go.
All
All
right.
right. So thanks a lot. Enjoy the rest of the evening, I should say. And
Yes, sir. Enjoy your morning. So,
thank you. Thank you. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye
all
bye.
right, thank you.